I don't know if it's because it's early as hell. It's like 11. I don't think it's that early. This is the children's park. It's normally packed with a bunch of extremely annoying little children. No offense to y'all, but the children are just like a nightmare. My kids are cool. They are. Just kidding. Some of your kids are annoying, some of them aren't. Some of them are cool. Berries, just like y'all. But yeah, who's here? Just us. Like, yes, I love this quarantine shit. Now we finally get the world ourselves. That's what I'm talking about. Good work, Masters of Earth. Either that or it's just usually our people here this early. I swear they are. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is. It's like 11. Kids wake up like super early, don't they? But yeah, I listened to something today that was very interesting. The death rate at this time last year was identical to what it is right now this year. So, what's up with that? What's up with that? Vamos, Jacu. ¿Quieres ir abajo? Vamos. ¿No? Chinga de la gran. Tripping over the friggin' tree over there. So this time last week it was super packed here. Not this hour though, it was later in the day. I couldn't see the kids area, but as far as like cars parked and lots of people around it, it's packed. So maybe it's just the time of day, but we're gonna be here for a while and then we're gonna go to this other bike park and we'll drive by here again later and see what's up, see if it's any different. But if it's not, then this is how freaking controlled and brainwashed they have y'all. Because the coronavirus thing is completely made up. Apparently we all have coronavirus. Like it's just a normal virus that we all actually have. And there's no specific testing for specific Corona-19 or whatever it is. I literally am not paying attention to this crap. Because I understand that we are not little, you know, susceptible losers to these little bugs. That's not the stuff that makes us sick. It's the fear and the bullshit that makes us sick. It's all the sanitizing and injecting and eating and surrounding ourselves with nonsense making us sick. Vete loco, vaya a jugar tú solo, porque tengo que entretenerte, como que si yo fuera un circo. Thinks I'm entertainment. I'm not. I'm not that kind of mom. I'm more of a take you to cool places and you go do your thing kind of a mom. My kids and I are the only ones at the park at 11 a.m. on a Sunday. So, do you think the Masters of Earth are freaking afraid? They can do whatever they want to y'all, and you just let them. All they have to do is put some bullcrap fear in you, and you're just like little pussies bowing down and doing all the work for them. ¿Te subo? ¿Te subo? But, you know, I don't really give a rip. I mean, as far as now, obviously I'm just living my life as though nothing has happened and it's normal. It's y'all that are not. It's not disrupting my life at all. It's literally self-imposed. And that's for the majority of things. You know, they tell you blah, 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 fear this and that, danger, vaccines, you know, drugs, medical blah, blah stuff. You name it, like whatever they want. They just tell you some BS about be afraid. If you don't do it, then you all run and do it. It's, if you're choosing it, you're really imprisoning and poisoning yourselves. Fun party at your life. But I don't buy it. I don't care. It's not even like a question in my mind. I already know it's bullcrap. All of it, every bit of it. It's weakening you. It's killing you, and you're doing it to yourselves. You're volunteering and doing it to your children. So, it doesn't affect me because I don't do it. Love it. So much of it too, like our programming gets us to behave in such ridiculous ways within ourselves and with each other that we're nightmares to be around. You know, relationships, everything is just like freaking completely ridiculous. And you know, people like me ain't gonna even be around that. I don't mind. My own company's great. I'm not gonna compromise and be around crap. And for those of y'all that are so desperate, in need of company, you're willing to put up with each other's crap. Okay, whatever. Enjoy that. I know how miserable you actually are. And I'm not willing to be in your misery. You behave, you be kind, treat each other and myself beautifully, or fuck off.
Mom, look! Why does this still have water?
It doesn't have water because it's winter and it's freezing.
Oh.
So, just wanted to show the park, how empty it is. Like literally 0 kids at this time. I don't think that's normal. Pretty sure that's not normal. I was like not gonna sit in my house. I'm not gonna have my kids sit. Oh, there's one person with a kid, but they're just walking. But yeah, I'm not sitting in my house, and my kids are gonna be allowed to play. I know that they are not susceptible to Jack because I don't poison them, put all that crap in them. And so they're fine. They're strong. They do get exposed to some garbage over at not my house. I make up for it at my house, and you know, they get ill and so forth, then I know what to do to help them through it. It's not a big deal. You support your body. Your body knows what it's doing. When it's getting quote unquote sick, it's for a good reason. It's trying to help you. Go ahead, Jaco, vete. Vete para adentro. Vete para adentro. Vamos. Here, why don't you guys come help Jaco through this cave? See? How'd you get your bikes up there? How'd you do it?
Over there, there's like a big thing.
Oh, there's a ramp. Nice. Coolio. But this is what fear installed in you, or made up stuff does. It gets you to actually just do. Men and women do. I did a video about what a nightmare joke men are with their bullcrap fears about the shit. I mean, they're supposed to be like our hard place, our rock, right? And like, they're not. And the females aren't either. They're freaking maybe even worse, but I kind of expected of them because they're the moms and they don't understand that all of it's BS, so they are afraid for their children. We actually make children. We have way more invested in that than men. So it makes sense that if you don't know any better, you're gonna be, you know, a mess. So, you know, expected of them, the men. Jesus freaking, it's more embarrassing in my opinion for them to be as pathetic as they are. So whatever, everyone's brainwashed, and they're too afraid to even question it, much less completely not believe it. I'm gonna watch you. Go ahead. I already know how you got up there, I think, but I want to see. I need to get me a bike so I can follow them easier. Willow, will you go in the cave with Yaku? I will do another video later and put it together with this one to show if anyone does show up at the park later. Peace out on that.
Ow. Don't.
Dang.
Guys, I'm going.
Pretty good. Huh? Well, thanks. TMI.
It hurts. Okay. Hey, Yaku! Could you move so this kid can get through?
Ah, that's funny.
I can do that. Hey, you! Last time I did it. Mom, baby.
Koso. Oh, Jaku. So you're gonna go down the thing again? Love it.
Shut up!
Yeah, I did. Recorded it.
Shut up!
Yeah, it's good.
It's 5-0. Guys, do you want to see my chain? Yo, look closer.
I don't want to see your chain.
Yeah, can you move? Look how screwed my chain is.
Ben Jaku.
Yaku! I didn't even
Vete para acá. Para acá arriba.
Look at this. Okay. Oh, look. It's complete screwed up.
Lolo. Nice.
Mom.
I don't even know what's going on.
Heads up, man.
Don't put your bike down. Put it on the side.
Oh!
Mom. Oh my god. How did you do that? It's cross chain. That's not. Dude, you need help.
Mom, my knee.
Now your knee.
My knee. Oh, my knee.
Alrighty then.
No, it's cross
Huh?
chain.
Were you vlogging this? Look at.
I am recording you.
Mom, my knee hurts.
Well, give it a rest for a minute. All you can do is give it a rest if it hurts.
I'm gonna go down.
It's not that injured.
Theo, hurry!
Go back down the neighborhood. Sound like so many people here. Angus, we should just go back down the neighborhood. There's so many people here.
Nice, Angus. Nice.
I'm down. Are you? Yeah, Angus. After this, let's just go to the neighborhood and bike around.
So we just went to the bike park, and at least there's people with common sense there. And the ability to think for themselves. Like, there's literally no one sick and no one dying. I know 0 people, but I know a whole bunch of afraid puss balls. You know a person that died?
Yeah.
What is their name? How do you know them? Dad died?
No.
No, he's alive.
There's a lot of people who died.
Yeah, but
Tesla checked on this app where
those are no people that you know. So I'm talking about people that we've met and we know them. They're our friends and they're our family. We know 0 people that are even sick, right? Who has a cough that you know? Nobody. Exactly. There's 0 people sick and 0 people dying in the real world. But you know, that's cool. Keep believing crap. See the shiny box thingy.
wow, there's kids at the park.
Alright, there's like 5 kids at the park where we were at earlier. They look like they're older though. They're teenagers. It's crap. We should have drove through there. Shiz. Oh well. Looks like it's just teenagers at the park. Should we go drive by it though? To see for sure. Sure went in there because I can't really see from here very well. Let's see. Look over there and see if it's little tiny kids with their parents or if it's teenagers. Mason. Oh, it's pretty dang empty.
They're little tiny kids.
Oh man, but yeah, I mean compared to what it would normally be, that is like a minuscule amount of kids. Like that would be like packed. So, you know, to each his own paranoia, because you watch the shiny acting box and it tells you crap and you just believe it, because why would they say stuff that's not true, right? So we'll just blindly believe stuff because it doesn't make sense to us of why they would lie. So they must just be telling the truth. And we're just going to live like that. And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to be filled with fear and paranoia because the little shiny acting box told us to be. I personally don't like to live in fear. It's really disgusting and unhealthy, and nearly killed me and made me extremely sick to live that way. So in my journey of finding health again, I started making the effort to eliminate layers of fear that I could. Not nonsensical, not, you know, just pulling stuff out of my rear and being like, I'm not afraid for no particular reason whatsoever. No. There was legitimate arguments that convinced me to not be afraid of every specific thing that I was targeting to eliminate. So, you know, I didn't just automatically eliminate things just on a whim. I went item by item. I made a list. Made a list of all the things that were causing me angst. I made a list of all the things that were stressing me out, that were making me irritated, that were making me unhappy and an unhappy, miserable person to be around. Because when you're stressed, then you're snappy and you're ornery, and you know, you're always trying to put your fears on other people. Like, there's all sorts of layers of misery that are involved when you have all these lists of things to fear and be careful about. people have these enormous lists, like holy crap, like, and all this nonsense stuff too. Like, it's just like, I mean, if it was true, it'd be like, okay, it is what it is, but it's like, actually not. It's not. It's not true. And so, it's all about perspective. Holy mother. I have people argue with me about like, oh, it's not a matter of perspective. The mold is killing us because it's legitimately the mold killing us. And it's like, maybe. But there's people that aren't getting sick, like those people that are,
7-Eleven.
oh, it's the this, it's the that, it's the other, you know, like I'm just, like it's just always something, and there's only certain people that are becoming ill, and those people always conveniently have the same perspectives and energy to them. And the people that don't become ill, that are not chronically, constantly ill, have a different perspective, have a different energy to them.
Hey, Mom, instead, can we go to In-N-Out?
No, because there's no play place there. The whole
Hey,
point...
can we go to Burger King?
No, there's no play place at Burger King.
The one by our house, yes.
No, not the one by your house.
Yeah? Yes?
Okay, oh, you're right. You are right. It does have a play place. Well, it's been so long that I forgot. I'm sorry.
Even it has a little tablet that you play on.
Well, their food's so disgusting. I never wanted to go there again. And it was expensive.
Mom, what are you talking about, Fortnite?
Thanks for that information.
My booter.
So, I went from being one of those people that was very sick and, you know, I was making lists of things that were attacking me, making me sick. And then I went from that person to a person who was no longer sick and got there by eliminating all this stuff, all these lists, with legitimate arguments that made sense to me, because it has to be real to us. It has to be like authentically convincing us of a different perspective. So, you know, one of the things that had made me extremely ill was being very disappointed and upset at the wimpy loser men that I constantly encounter. You know, wimpy loser men that were my husband, who buy into the system and all the BS. And then, you know, since then, before I go into that, I had to convince myself that there's legitimate reasons why he was the way that he was, and that it wasn't something I need to be angry about, right? So yeah, it still is the thing that it is, but it didn't need to make me angry anymore. And then it didn't, because I realized, or convinced myself, or talked myself into, that he, even though I don't relate or align to his perspective, he is convinced, legitimately, truly, that all these frightening things are very legitimate and frightening. Just run over random things in the freeway. And that if he could do it different and better, that he would, etc., so on and so forth. Like, hey, Mason, I love it, but a little less volume. I'm trying to do a vlog about the coronavirus.
The coronavirus is fake.
If people can't hear me, they're not going to be able to hear my perspective on it. Is that what the video is about? I can't remember. So, anyways, I felt a dramatic amount better perspective on all sorts of things, everything. And then one of the things that like accidentally transpired is I needed to have a break. I was so tired and I couldn't afford like a hotel room for the amount of nights I needed breaks. And so I started just going camping by myself. And that might be like no big deal to some people, but to a lot of people that's very frightening to go do something like that alone. Most likely because in The Shining, you know, acting box, they watched movies where people were being murdered and raped and bad stuff while camping. So, oh my God, we're so afraid, we're not going to go do that alone. Men and women that I know who are afraid of going to do this very not dangerous thing alone because they're afraid of made up stuff. And where did they get that? The shiny acting box. So I was afraid too. Oh, I was petrified. And how I was like, it was annoying to me because I needed to go do this thing for my own well-being. It was my only option. So I made myself go do it. And oh my God, the first night I was just in my tent shivering, just freaked the F out. I was the only person at this campsite. It was freezing because it's like late October in northern Utah. And I'm laying in my tent alone, and there was weather, so it's like wind and noise from nature outside, and I, you know, of course, I'm imagining like the beasts of earth coming to devour me and murder me, the rapist bad guys, you know, like all the worst things that you could think of, just like running through my brain. But I just kept telling myself to shut the F up, that it's just the wind, that it's just the cows, it's nothing that's gonna attack me. And it was really super challenging, but I just kept at it, and I didn't give in to my fears, even though I was fully feeling what I was feeling. Like I was just freaking exhausted from the fear. And I made it through the night. And I woke up and nothing happened and everything was fine. And it was a beautiful sunny, you know, late fall day. And then it just hit me like really hard about how like, holy crap, like I just spent the night completely petrified, just frightened and just freaked the fuck out, like as freaked out as you can get. And it was all a figment of my imagination. It was completely unnecessary, totally made up. I was so pissed off. I was so pissed off because that hurt so bad. It was so horrible. Just horrible fear. And just that put in me, like, are these people making all the, you know, doing all this stuff in the media and the news and whatever to intentionally freak us out so that we don't go out and live our lives fully and thrive? Or is it just accidental because they, you know, thought of making this entertainment and it just happens to do this to us? I don't necessarily know. I have inklings, that it is, on some level it is intentional, maybe not, well not definitely not everyone involved is intentionally doing it for that intent purpose, but I have reason to believe that there are, on some level, that it is possibly intentional. But that's a different video, I think. But yeah, that, like, holy crap, like, I was so mad, and I was so relieved that it was bull crap, and that I could just go and do this stuff by myself and be fine, and it was fine, actually, literally and completely, and I didn't have to wait on someone else to go with me, because I'll be waiting my entire life and never go out and do anything. Like, it's such a headache to just, oh, will you go camping with me, or will you go road tripping with me? Like, no, people are just like, you know, they got their own bull crap and their schedule and their whatever, and it's always a no, and it's always a let's hurry and get back home and all this. Like, it just kills my particular groove, and it was, I mean, it's just a total vibe kill to have someone else go with me. And I was just absolutely beside myself, thrilled that I didn't have to wait on anyone else anymore. I can go and just do stuff I want to do just by myself. It's fine, everything's fine. Like, oh my gosh, I was just like, a whole new world opened up for me, and it was wonderful. And so then that's when I started road tripping and doing all sorts of stuff by myself, and I've gone all over the world now by my freaking self. I would never change it for the world. I would never stop. Like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, thank you, thank you that you exhausted me to the levels of just beyond exhaustion, that I was so desperate. Hold on. I was so desperate that I made myself do this extremely frightening thing that was a figment of my imagination. What?
Did we get our McDonald's?
I don't know what that means.
Did we get our McDonald's?
We did not get McDonald's.
See?
So then I started realizing, like, how many more layers of fear and bullcrap are there, and then accidentally, not even meaning to again, I went on a road trip because I was so freaking exhausted, but I wanted ocean. Like, I'm like, I want the ocean, I need the ocean, I miss the ocean. So I actually wanted to drive into Mexico to prove that wasn't scary, but I was so freaking scared of that too. Holy crap. So I went to where it was close to Mexico. So I was going to try to be brave enough to go in to Mexico. But I ended up, on that particular first trip, I was not brave enough. Epic failure on that part. But I went right by the border on the American side. Imperial Beach. Sometimes I remember things. Right in Tijuana, and to fast food place that has a play place, see if they're open. And then I just discovered just more and more layers of stuff that's so exaggerated on the media that's not actually true. And just layers and layers of that. So, like, at my vantage point, there is absolutely nothing they can put on the shiny acting box, the quote-unquote news, whatever the frick that thing. Like, you ever seen how fake the broadcast people are? Like, they can't even have their real freaking faces. They can make up at the bun hole, guys and the females, and they are busted repeating word for word the exact identical thing nationwide, all over hundreds of newscasts. Like, so there's a script. It's acting. Hey. Okay, well, if you hit people, you will get arrested. It is against the law. Don't do it. And it should be against the law to hit people.
Willow hit Leo.
So, from my vantage point, I've discovered enough lying and lies and bullcrap that there's no way in the actual world I'm going to believe anything that I cannot see, feel, or touch personally myself. And I'm not afraid of anything, and when I see these loads of females and males being like petrified of just like something they have not felt, touched, or seen, I'm ashamed, and I don't respect you. Like, I think you're freaking retarded, and I think you're a loser. And, you know, people want to shame me for saying that, and oh, what man would ever want to be with you? It's like, what man would I want to be with? Not one of those. Like, that does not turn me on. That does not attract me. I am not attracted to a man or woman.
Basketball up there?
No, yes. Who buys in all that crap? I am more than happy to be completely by myself for the rest of my entire lives, however many that I will have, than be with and around that. Like, I may love you as a fellow human being and wish the best for you and whatever, but would I want to partner up with you or really hang out with you for a substantial period of time? No. No, I can't. It's not pleasurable. And, you know, especially for a partner, I need to really respect you. And you're buying into all this bullcrap and petrified over there in your little man shell body. And I'm not attracted to that. No. So, you know, when I find what I consider to be a real man, which is a man that questions everything. No, there's no play place there. The only reason I'm taking you to one of these places is so you can play at the play place and can kill more time. Anyways, I just went to a McDonald's, and the inside part of the friggin' McDonald's is closed.
Yeah, that's some booty cheese.
So that we can go in and enjoy it like we normally do. So that's pretty annoying and unnecessary. Like, we already have more than enough proof that this thing's made up. The death rate in this time of year during these past few months is identical to what it was last year, people.
Oh, never mind.
You've been duped. Doopity doop. But I know none of y'all want to hear it, none of y'all want to know, but it's still true. Because what you want to know doesn't actually matter. What's true matters. And that's what's actually true.
It's open.
Can you go see if, once I park, if the door's open? Because I'm obviously not going to get... Oh. Serving drive-through orders only. Son of a freaking crap hole.
Let's go see the McDonald's.
Okay, it's not Carl's Jr., and they're not letting people in their facility either over meetup stuff. Congratulations, retarded people. Do you think I actually
Yeah, they're
what you think?
retarded. They're retarder than my dad.
No, I don't. I have no interest in having a relationship with you.